G'day and welcome to another video. In today's lesson I will show you how to make this cute little basket. It can be made with a handle or without, and I've just added a flower for decoration. The link for the flower is in the description box. It will be a separate tutorial. The flower is designed by myhobbyiscrochet.com and all the links that you need will be in the description box, as well as a free written pattern to go along with the video. So let's get started on the lesson. For our supplies, we will need a yarn needle with a large eye, a pair of scissors. Found these at my local craft shop the other day. How cute are they? You're going to need a crochet hook. I'm using a size I or a 5.5mm. This is a clover crochet hook. Love these clover crochet hooks, they're really good. And we've also got 2 strands of yarn. I'm using Red Heart Super Saver in the colour bright yellow. This is a worsted weight yarn or a 10-ply yarn. You can use any thickness of yarn that you like. If you're using 8-ply, double knit or sports weight, I would probably suggest a 4mm or a G-size hook. You want something that's going to give you nice tight tension so that the basket is going to stand up by itself. So anything that can give you some tight tension. We're going to start with a slip knot. There's plenty of different ways to do that, so just make that how you feel comfortable. You could also use a magic ring for this part of it. I'm going to chain 4 and join, but you can also use the magic ring. Going to go into the first chain. We're going to do a slip stitch. So what we just did there is exactly the same as using a magic ring. So it's up to you. We're going to chain 1. This does not count as a stitch. Oh, we're also going to need a stitch marker. Here's one I've got. It's just a little clip one. You can use a spare piece of yarn or anything you like. Going to go into the center, we're going to yarn over. It's quite hard to see the center at the moment, but once we get our stitches in there it'll be quite easy to see. So going into the middle for a half double crochet. Pull through all loops, so yarn over, go into the middle, pull up a loop and yarn over, pull through all loops. We need 10 half double crochets into the middle. That's 2. Once we have our 10 stitches, you can close off the ring. You might have a magic ring or you've worked over your tails, so you can pull that tight and then we can sew these in at the end of our project. What we're going to do now is we're not going to join the rounds on this project, we're going to work in a spiral because that makes it so we don't have the seam that's quite visible sometimes. So I'm choosing to work in a spiral. Of course you can choose to work in rounds and you would join at the end with a slip stitch and then continue with the next row, but we're going to continuously work around. So into this stitch here, going to work 1 half double crochet. We're going to grab our stitch marker, we're going to mark the stitch that we just made, and this is marking the beginning of the row. So again, into that same stitch we want to work another half double crochet, and into each stitch around going to be working 2 half double crochets. You could also work this project in single crochet if you prefer. I am quite a fan of the half double crochet stitch and I like the texture that it gives. But that's just my own personal thing. So continue around working 2 half double crochets in each stitch. Once we get back to the stitch marker, this is marking the beginning of our round, so we don't want to work in there. So we've done 2 stitches in each round, sorry, in each stitch. So we can take that out. Just need to move that. It's my packet of Easter eggs. They're moving on the desk. So into the next stitch we're going to work 1/2 double crochet. Grab your stitch marker, place it back in. Then we want to do 2 half double crochets in the next stitch. Making sure you're grabbing both yarns when you're working your stitch. Into the next one we're going to work half double crochet, and in the next stitch we're going to work 2 half double crochets, and into every second stitch around you're going to work 2 half double crochets. When we get to the end of our rounds from now on, when we're doing an increase round like we just did, you're going to be ending with an increase, so you're going to end with 2 stitches in that last stitch before the stitch marker. So we're going to grab that, pull it out. Into the next stitch we're going to work 1 half double crochet, place that back in, and then into every third stitch we're going to work an increase. So we just did the first, so in the second we're going to do 1, so into the third we're going to work an increase, which is 2 stitches, into the next 1, and then 2, one, and then 2, and we're going to repeat that around, working an increase into every third stitch. So I've just finished on an increase. Did you? I hope you did, because that's what we were supposed to do. If not, you'll know that you've done your count wrong, or it could even be the row previous to the one you just did. So take out the stitch marker, into the next stitch place 1 half double crochet, pop that back on there. Now you can increase this as much as you like. So we just did an increase in every third stitch. The next row will be an increase in every fourth, the next row an increase in every fifth, and then 6, and then 7, and so on. Don't increase too much, it may go wavy and go distorted. Just keep an eye on it if you need your basket really big. But I'm making a mini basket for the smaller eggs that we can put in there, or you could put pens in there. You could put so many different things in this little basket. So what I'm going to do in every stitch around is work 1 half double crochet, and we continue doing this until this round, or it may even just be the next round, the sides will start to work their way up, and this will create the sides of the basket. And we keep making rounds until you have your basket tall enough. Of course, this is up to you. That's what we do. We just keep making 1 half double crochet in each. See how that's starting to curl up? That will create the sides of the basket. But at the moment we're looking at the outside. This is the good side that we're looking at. So that's actually the outside of the basket. If you worked over and your tails are popping out, that is the back. Even though that's making quite a pretty pattern with those little ridges there. We might even have a reversible basket. That would be cool. So continue on until you have the sides of your basket the height that you desire. Once we get to the height that we want, I've completed 6 rounds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 rounds for my basket, and it's approximately, I don't have my tape measure handy, but it's probably 3 inches high, or about 10 centimeters, and the base is probably about the same, a little bit wider. Now what we do to finish off is, into the next stitch we're going to work a single crochet and then a slip stitch into the next stitch. We're going to chain 1. You can work a single crochet in every stitch around, but I'm going to work a reverse single crochet. Now this does take a little bit of practice. I wouldn't say it's hard, it's just because we're so used to going in the same direction, your brain's saying, what are you doing to me? So what we need to do is, instead of crocheting this direction, which is what we would normally do if we were right-handed, and of course if you're left-handed you'd be going the other direction, you place it, if you're right-handed you place it to the right, if you're left-handed you would go to the left because you're going opposite to what you normally do. You go into the stitch and then yarn over, pull through, and then complete the single crochet as normal. So it's into the stitch. So this bit's, the single crochet bit is exactly the same, it's just you're working to the opposite direction than normal. So you pull up a loop and pull through. Again, going in the other direction, and then pull through. Now this is called the crab stitch. It can also be called the rope stitch, and of course the reverse single crochet. And what happens, because we are working in the different direction, it creates this sort of, these loops over the top which looks kind of like a rope. I don't know why it's called a crab stitch. It doesn't really look like a crab. Don't know. If anyone knows, please let me know. And it's pretty self-explanatory with the reverse single crochet. So we're going to continue on all the way around until we get back to where we started. So when we get back to the beginning, I've actually worked into the same space as the chain 1. The chain 1 is here, and I've actually worked into that space. So now we want a single crochet, and this is going to be a little bit hard to show you, but just here, I'm going to try and put my crochet hook under there and see if that looks any good, because we want to have it so it looks like it continues the same all the way around. What's that loop there? Nope, that doesn't work, does it? Let's try in here. Just pulling on that back strand. Okay, that looks a bit better. See, I don't always get a perfect first go. It's because we're not normally... Okay, try again. Maybe in this space. Yep, that's gonna look the best. That's so cute. Get to fill it up with chocolate. When all the chocolate's gone, I'll probably use that just to put some. I'll probably just put it in my office actually, it's very cute. Or in my craft room, one or the other. So where is our scissors? Here we go. Gonna cut that off. That looks better. So we're going to sew this end in. Let's see if we can thread two at once. Yay. So I'm going to go to the back. And then we're going to thread underneath where we did the single crochet. And then we're going to, so the yarn's coming out of here, we're going to skip that one and then go under the next and thread that back through. And that will just secure that end in. And then just snip those ends off, making sure you're not cutting your stitches. Yes, I have done that before. It's not fun. Okay, so that's our basket part done. Just flatten that out a bit. You will need to shape it a bit. Mine's got a bit squashed. This is a soft surface, so I'll just have to shape it onto a harder surface, will be easier. Pop that aside. To make the handle, make a slip knot. Chain 7. That's 2, 3, 4. And this is going to be the strap. So when you fold it in half, because we're going to join to make a ring, that what do you call it? The distance between that side and that side is going to be how wide your strap is. So if you want your strap to be wider, or of course narrower, use more or less chains. So we're going to join to the first slip stitch. Slip stitch. I'm going to join into the first chain with a slip stitch. That's what I was trying to say. Chain 1, that doesn't count as a stitch, it's just to get us up to the height we need. So going into the center of the big circle, we're going to work half double crochets. And if you've made 7 chains, let's put 7 half double crochets. And then we're going to join that together. You know what, I might actually put 8 in there. I think 7's going to be quite hard to stitch around. That will be easier. So then we're going to half double crochet into the first half double crochet that we did. So it's over here. Don't pull that tight. You're going to sew that in because you want that to be flat so we can sew it to our basket. And what we're going to do, every stitch around, 1 half double crochet, continuing until we have the length that you want for your handle. Altogether I have 19 rows of half double crochet. It is approximately, I would say, about 22 centimeters long, or about 8 inches. My tape measure has decided to play hide and seek, and it's hiding very well, and I cannot find it. I think I may have to buy myself another one. So once we have this, we need to leave our tail quite long because we want to use this to sew it onto our basket. And of course you can use the basket without the handle. I think that's still really, really cute. I'm going to cut off about 10 inches. That should be plenty. So to finish off the ends of the end of the row there, everything's playing hide and seek today. I can't find my crochet hook. We're just going to pull that through that loop and then pull tight. Going to grab our yarn needle and we're going to thread our yarn. And when we sew a handle on, we're going to find where the end of the row before the reverse single crochet or the crab stitch, you're going to find where that row ended. So that's about here. You'll see how it tapers off. We're going to sew our strap on the inside of there because we're going to put a little flower there just to cover up how it changes there. You don't have to, but I'm going to make a little flower so we can pop that on there. So going to the inside, I'm going to put your strap down about 2 rows. It's quite hard to see, isn't it? Because it's the same colour. There's your first row and there's your second row. That's the end of my handle there, so I'm going to stitch that through. Don't go right through the stitch. I'm sort of just grabbing the top of the stitch. I haven't stuck it right through to the other side. So attaching that to there. And then we're going to sew up the side of the strap just to attach that to the basket properly. And then, whoa, we're going to sew through. We can sew through the handle because it doesn't matter. We're just picking up the top stitches there. And then we're going to sew along this side of the handle. Then we're going to hide our ends and we're going to repeat the same for the other side. I've just made a flower, and this flower is from myhobbyiscrochet.com. I'll put the link to the written pattern. There's also a video tutorial to go along with that, so I'll put all the links you need in the description box. Of course, you can sew on whatever you like. You can make a cute little bow, you could make anything really, or you could just leave it plain. So all that's left now is to fill your basket up with some goodies. I chose chocolate eggs because, well, I like chocolate. And I had to eat one just before because there was an extra one that wouldn't fit in the basket, so I couldn't leave that all lonely, so I had to eat it. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Please subscribe, as there will be plenty more videos to come. Please share your creation on our Facebook and Google Plus page. All the links for that are in the description box. There will be a free written pattern located on my website. Again, all the links for that will be in the description box. Thanks for watching, and until next time, happy crochet!